My name is Harry. I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is October 6, 2024. It is 5:55 a.m. This is the third video. I wasn't gonna record, but I'm in the mood to go to the gym, so I thought let me get all of the recording out of the way, and maybe when I come back, depending on how I feel, I'll focus on editing only. So I had these left, about 11 tweets about BoJo. I want to cover that, and then when I come back, I have to edit this one is gonna be 3 parts, or at least 2 parts, because it was a very long thread. And this one I recorded earlier in the morning, and yeah, so let me not waste time. Let's get going. Look at the background. Feel free to skip. 4,440 subscribers. New subscribers welcome. Estimate revenue $72.68. Analytics, okay, 895 views in the last 48 hours. So let's go on Twitter. All right, I think this is the first tweet. It's regarding BoJo. All right, so let's get going. All right, so this video is gonna focus on Camilla Tominey interviewing BoJo. I think BoJo has a book coming out, so we'll see. All right, Camilla Tominey is a liar, faced on hearing that Princess Meghan was brilliant and that Prince Harry is a national treasure. Harry and Meghan force for good. All right, screenshot, 58 seconds.
Prince Harry and Meghan, in my view, they came to an event we did for female education. They were brilliant, and she was particularly good and articulate.
I'm laughing because as he's doing the interview, look at him holding the book so people could see, the camera could see the book. But hey, he's promoting his book. But let's listen.
Not on the detail.
So you got on quite well.
And yeah. I got on well with both of them. And I also worked with Harry when he did his Invictus Games for disabled veterans in the Olympic Park.
This is what the squad here. Boris didn't get the memo. He knows exactly what he's doing. Okay, because he has a book to sell. Now he's talking positively about Meghan. Guess what? He think because of that his book is gonna sell. But you don't easily get the squad like that. You should have speak up when all the negativity was happening. You should have speak up. This is the thing I don't understand with the UK. People of power and position who has money, and where a debt will not do anything, whatever they may say about them, but he didn't speak up. But what happened was that, with the exception of the female MPs, okay, this excluding them, but he was the prime minister. The BS was going on, and he was, doing his crazy things just like Trump in the background. Guess what? Harry and Meghan were being on the part of the recycle system, was being scapegoat, the royal family and him, okay, as he was doing his damages to the country. All right, but instead they flunking Harry and Meghan nonsense, false information about them, while he was doing his BS as prime minister, and the royal family, Prince Andrew, all of them were doing their BS in the background. They were not talking about them. But instead, it's full-blown BS about Harry and Meghan. But if at that time, when they were saying all this BS about Harry and Meghan on the tabloid, you came out and said something, maybe I would have, support you through your books. But no, you shut your mouth. So, good luck with that. That's all I could say. Baggage for God as well. But let me move it back slightly. All right?
Detail.
So you got on quite well.
And yeah. I got on well with both of them. And I also worked with Harry when he did his Invictus Games for disabled veterans in the Olympic Park. And so in a sort of, pit of pomposity, I thought, this national asset is leaving our country. I think he's a force on the whole, could be on the whole a force for good. I'm going to try and discourage him. And I had a pathetic attempt at that. It didn't work.
Okay, so there is a music. I'm gonna mute, probably put my own music in there so I don't get flagged. All right, so there's that. There's me here. All right, 2 people like it so far, 3 hours ago. This is the problem. At the time, they all knew Harry and Meghan were good people. Yet, exception of female MPs, people of power and platform shut their mouths, said nothing, versus the negativity. Now he has a book to sell. Let's pause this, all right? Now he has a book to sell. Well, good luck with that. He is part of the problem. Harry and Meghan were used to cover up his BS, all right? So that's the thing that I was saying here. So there's another tweet here within that. Same attitude when John Glees said that of the whole royal family, he would like to have dinner with Harry and Meghan. She changed the subject real fast and tried to turn it into a negative. It's like she wanted him to feel bad for saying that. She hates when people like them. Okay. 1 minute and 44 seconds.
I do have sympathy for them, yes. If I had to choose who to have dinner with out of the royal family or ex-royal family, I would choose them, yes.
You wouldn't choose Princess Anne?
Oh, yes, she's great. Yeah, sorry, I forgot her.
No.
Yeah, I've met her a couple of times on Celebrity Knockout, I think it was.
But in Harry and Meghan's case, you'll be familiar as a comedian with the South Park kind of parody of this couple who are trying to be famously private. That's oxymoronic, isn't it? They're chasing fame while at the same time saying, please don't look at us.
Yeah, and the fascinating thing about it is that exhibitionists are always given a lot of media time. I mean, dear old Michael Winner was a great friend of mine. He just loved being in the media. And what was so funny is, they said, yes, you are an exhibitionist. Come along and we'll give you lots of coverage. I think the answer is don't cover exhibitionists.
But how can we...
But is she taking that South Park nonsense as if it's Harry and Meghan who did that? I didn't understand why she brought that up. As if it's what the meaning behind this nonsense. But anyway, let's finish this into it since I started it.
We avoid covering exhibitionists if, for instance, Prince Harry writes a tell-all tome about his nearest and dearest. It creates loads of news lines.
You don't have to be obsessed with them. Just this weekend, they're obsessed with Philip Schofield. And I saw somebody saying just now that they've been accused of males who have been accused of not handling something properly, and they were cleared by IPSO, which is supposed to be the regulatory body, which is in fact financed by the press. Isn't that nice? The press are controlled by the
well, the IPSO will say...
Let me just say this. In 2021, 971 cases were referred to IPSO, complaints about the press.
Yes.
Camilla, guess how many they upheld?
You tell me.
6.
That's the IPSO. Harry used to go to them. When the paper is writing nonsense about him, he used to go and make complaint about it. Okay, they ignore him. So guess what? He doesn't go to them anymore. He goes straight to the court. All right, and now they're saying there was one in particular. I think I have the screenshot of it. Something about Meghan, and they saying, "Why didn't you come to us first?" Why he didn't come to you guys? You guys gonna ignore it? All right, make it seem it's nothing. He goes straight to the. Oh, I think it was the letter that was printed about him, about Meghan's letter, the privacy thing. Yeah, Harry doesn't deal with them anymore. He goes straight to the court. Okay, oh dear, John Cleese was indeed not going where she wanted him to go, had to be reminded about forgotten Princess Anne, and he basically told Camilla she's obsessed with Harry and Meghan. The South Park, this is very stupid. That's what I'm saying. The South Park, how the hell did he bring it? As if Harry and Meghan had control of it. Do you know how many comedians in the US who make fun of, other public figure? They did that with Trump. Trump didn't like it, but when you hear Trump talking about other people, putting people down, but he can't take it. But let's finish. Okay, I don't get why she's also obsessed with that. Okay, Boris is about to get another call. Well, okay, all right. Well, they said they didn't call him and he went and disgraced them now. There's a laugh here. There is no way they call him again. I saw a YouTube video. I didn't watch the video, but I saw the headline of the video. And I think I put it on my community board. And I wrote a long thread about it. Why they will not invite, they don't want to invite BoJo anymore. Because I think what happened here, there was something that I saw. Someone who sent an email and it wasn't supposed, or either email or text, and it wasn't supposed to go to certain people. I don't remember who and what, but something went out that was, someone was not supposed to see it, but they saw it anyway. And they claim this is why they're not inviting BoJo anymore. And I think it's full-blown BS. Remember, the UK is good at creating, manufacturing things to give a reason for something. Okay? It's almost the way that I see it, where they're trying to get rid of, what's this guy that says Sussex Squad? I forgot his name.
Sussex Squad. Sussex Squad.
Okay? Him. And they wanted, after Byline came out with a whole bunch of catfishing and all of that about him, they want him out. What did they do? They manufacturing this BS. Well, I will not say BS. Let me take, depend on how you see the whole situation, how they got rid of him. Okay, there was this lady who claimed they were, let me not get into too much details into it, because I don't take it as the way the media make it seem why they fire this guy that says Sussex Squad. So I'm just gonna leave it as that. If you know the story, I compare it with that. They want something to be done, they manufacture something, and then to have their thing that they want to get rid of to happen. So this is the same thing with BoJo. So they create that about the email and claim that this is why they're not inviting him anymore. I think it's full-blown BS, because now BoJo is talking positively about Harry and Meghan. Okay, if you look at my last video, is it this one? This one, I think BoJo is talking positively about Harry and Meghan. This is not the narrative they wanted. Remember when Harry and Meghan were first left? Okay, we didn't know the full detail behind it, even though Harry gave us a hint when he made that speech when Harry was gonna meet Meghan in Canada. He didn't give fault the Sandringham Summit. Okay, he didn't give us full details of what.
The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option. What I want to make clear is we're not walking away, and we certainly aren't walking away from you. Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible. I've accepted this, knowing that it doesn't change who I am or how committed I am. But I hope that helps you understand what it had come to, that I would step my family back from all I have ever known, to take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life.
But now we know it's William who kicked Harry and Meghan out.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between. A compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most. My family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the B got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
Okay, but they wanted the public to see Harry as the bad guy for leaving the institution. They were starting to call him traitor. Okay, Piers Morgan was calling him traitor to the country. But when you look deeper into what happened after you know the full story behind it, where William hired Simon Case, put it in writing for Harry to leave, you realize it's William who is the traitor, because Harry was doing a very good thing for the country, for the people, okay, due to stupidity and spotlight and jealousy, and decided Harry has to go. But there he is here. He got all the spotlight. What have he been doing since Harry left? Okay, so now we know the full story, and there's BoJo who's going on, tour talking about his book, and I heard that the media is not inviting him, and they give that crazy reason is because of an email that went out. Some people were not supposed to see it. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it's a make-up story, knowing that now BoJo is talking positively about Harry and Meghan.
Prince Harry and Meghan, in my view, they came to an event we did for female education. They were brilliant. And she was particularly good and articulate in detail.
So you got on quite well
and
with Meghan?
Yeah. I got on well with both of them. And I also worked with Harry when he did his Invictus Games for disabled veterans in the Inner Park. And so in a sort of, pit of pomposity, I thought, this national asset is leaving our country. I think he's a force on the whole, could be on the whole a force for good. I'm going to try and discourage him. And so I had a pathetic attempt at that. It didn't work.
The objective was for the UK to see Harry and Meghan as bad. But that's not what it is. So because he's going to promote his book talking positive about Harry and Meghan, don't invite him. Create this story to not invite him. That's the way that I see it. Anyway, let's continue here. The B, that's the word here, was biting her tongue when Boris Johnson said Harry and Meghan were assets to the country. The level of shock she is giving has me weak. She may want to move her face muscles before it stays that way permanently. Such a bitter woman with an ugly soul, huh? You remember, she was the one who took that picture with Andrew, all smiling and everything. The toxicity over there, it's unbelievable. These people embrace toxicity, evil, bad thing. Oh my God. Boris either didn't get the memo or he just said to hell with Camilla Tominey because she looks like she needs some oxygen. Okay, Camilla Tominey's shark hollow face has her idol and fellow liar tell the truth for the first time. Ew, Tominey's weight loss and hatred for Harry and Meghan made her look wrinkly and aged. And the thing is that I don't understand. How are they and why do they take the kind of thing about Harry so deep inside like that? Where it become part of their stories as well? I don't know. She looked like she was about to cry. The constipated look, by the look of their heads, it must have been an all-nighter. Okay, is Tommy a real person? She died a little bit. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. All right, let me pause. Where was I? That's the hospital. Tominey 01. Okay, let me pause. I went on the wrong section. All right, next tweet. We're focusing on BoJo and Camilla Tominey. All right, so there's that. Let's pause. Okay, the face you make when someone has just booking the contract. This reminds me of the body language expert who said that the UK media only wanted them on if they said something negative about Harry and Meghan. All right, so she retweeted the same thing, and there's the face again. All right, I'm not gonna play it again. All right, 42 seconds still. He worked with Harry on his Invictus game, not wank Harry. All right, that's William and Kate. Camilla is begging him to stick on the script. Yep, she looked dumbstruck. She doesn't look dumbstruck. She looks pissed and probably a little worried about the call she is about to get from the middle camp. Alright, so there's all of that. Let's pause. I'm noticing that the UK, whether it's the media or the public at large, have a huge problem when people speak their truth. I'm no fan of Boris, but he came across as sincere. He saw Harry and Meghan as an asset for the UK, and unlike the royal family, tried to persuade them to stay. And then the thing is that they want the public to view Harry as something bad, but meanwhile in the back they want him to stay. Okay, they're playing both sides of the coin. They're pushing him, making him seem bad, and at the same time they want him to stay, to remain in the abusive mentality.
There's people pushing and there are people pulling, all in the same direction.
Meghan is not about that. And the thing is that Harry saw the game that the royal family was playing, and this is why he wanted to make sure once he make his decision to leave, even though he knew the royal family was playing a game, but he wanted to make sure once he finalized his decision, his mind is set, he's not coming back, he wasn't coming back anymore. So this is why he did all of the steps that he did. Go to court, have the judge review the process, what the institution had done. So he wanted to make sure that they know the truth. So once he made his decision, even after they tried to get him back, so people will know this is what happened. So they were playing a game, and Harry saw it, and he spent his money to put the truth out there. That's by going to court, hire a lawyer, and all of that. Meanwhile, the institution was just playing games.
Was the move about getting away from the UK press, because the press is, is everywhere, or was the move because you weren't getting enough support from the firm?
It was both.
Both.
I needed to do this for my family. This is not a surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point, but I've got to do something for my own mental health, for my wife's, and for Archie's as well, because I could see where this was headed.
So in conclusion, if you'd had the support, you'd still be there?
Without question.
Yeah.
I'm sad that what's happened has happened, but I know, and I'm comfortable knowing that we did everything that we could to make it work, and we did everything on the exit process the way that it should have been
with
done.
With as much respect.
Respect.
Oh my God, we just did everything we could to protect them. There's people pushing and there are people pulling, all in the same direction.
Alright, that's the look you get when you know you will be receiving a phone call from someone, check notes, and condensed with rage that the messaging was not adhered to. Well, he was a former prime minister, so there's that. Alright, you can see the disappointment on her face. Boris scored some point. I mean, why stay in the business if you can tell the truth? Wow, she's aged in the year or so since I've last seen her. What is it? There was something that I saw where they said she's not doing royal commentator anymore. She'll be going and doing things for politics or something. But then again, you got Boris. Boris is in politics. But bring back to the royals. She's trying to stay away from the world because there's no money to be made there. Okay, I won't have recognized her, but that screenshot, there's the laugh here. The animal level, tragic eyes, LOL. Alright, let's pause this. We just listened to this, so I'm not gonna play it again. Camilla Tominey is a liar is like, stick to the script, stick to what we've been saying before, stick to what I told you to say, move on, liar. You've ruined my reputation now. This is one woman I don't wish well. I hope her karma comes brutal, told a lie that started the vile abuse of a pregnant woman she knows nothing about. Even in the face of new revelation, she refused to back down with the lies and abuse. What a horrible, vile human being. They're all a baggage for God. Yes, Prince Harry and Meghan are both national assets and the future of the monarchy. Britain lost out with their departure through envy, pettiness, and spite. 100% bullseye. But pretty sure after a call from BP, he'll backtrack. We'll see. He put it in the book. I'll come back to that. She looks like she's bursting to go to the loo and hopes he will finish quickly so she could dash off. She's looking extra haggard and that video needs to lay off the harsh eyeliner, particularly given that she could carry shopping and the bag under her eyes. I don't like to talk about looks, but that's something different. Okay, her face looked like what Kitty would have looked like by now without all the Botox and facelifts. I'm sure she lives miraculously through Kate, and that's why she wants Wank to seem perfect, apart from the KP directive as well, of course. Okay, so I said I wanted to go to that 100%, but pretty sure after a call from BP and KP, backtrack. Okay, let's see this one, because he already put it in the book. He said the same in his book apparently, and the time last week, so KP, it'll make no difference at this stage. Nope, not Boris. If he said they were good and on the ball. That part, no, not Boris. Yeah, because he already voted in his book. Okay, it's in the book, so he can backtrack that. So he was gonna have to recall all of his book and change the page where he said that. The squad was still talking about it. I'm not gonna play the video again. Right, the face you made when someone has just broken the contract. This reminds me of the body language expert who said the UK media only wanted them on if they said something negative about Harry and Meghan. Did I put that twice? Yes, I did. That's the one I just came from. Yeah. Alright, so let's move on. Okay, I have one more regarding BoJo. Okay, same thing again, a lot of retweet. Her face screams, quote, "How could you?" end quote. She looked absolutely devastated and defeated. He let her down. Alright, she retweeted that. Look at the pain in that cow's face. Camilla Tominey, who made a career out of bashing Meghan and making up lies about Meghan, couldn't even manage to convince that clown to lie to fit her narrative. Her nasty narrative. Even Boris knows. Alright. She felt betrayed. There's the laugh here. She was expecting that clown to back her because liars normally stick together, but this time, there's the laugh here. Brilliant. She must have been gutted. LOL. Let her cry and end his shoulder. That's right, Prince Andrew. All her lies just evaporated in one sentence. The madness with the people will eventually destroy them. It's crazy. I don't know. As funny as this is, let's not forget who Boris Picanini's watermelon smile Johnson is. There's all the hashtags. We know very well. And this is why I said he was part of the problem too. While Meghan and Harry was on the headline when he was, he was the prime minister. He was benefiting from the headline as well because they were not reporting on his BS as prime minister. Let's see. Boris Johnson defend press freedom after Meghan wins privacy case against the Mail on Sunday. Let's see here. Boris Johnson has strongly defended press freedom as Number 10 said it will carefully examine the Duchess of Sussex latest victory in her legal fight with the Mail on Sunday. The Court of Appeal upheld the decision by a High Court judge that the Duchess had a reasonable expectation of privacy after the newspaper published much of the content of a letter she wrote to Thomas Markle, her estranged father. Associated Newspaper Limited, owner of the Mail on Sunday, is considering taking the case to the Supreme Court. A spokesperson for Johnson, a former journalist, said, "We will study the implication of the judgment." All right, so just give them a sack of potato and say, "Here, hold on to this while I do my own thing." He didn't do anything. Okay, so there's this here. This is a video. I'm not gonna click on it. Her face said it all. The lie she concocted. Camilla Tominey is a liar. Almost cry. A national asset. Brilliant. Particularly good. Articulate. On it with the details. Force for good. UK. You messed up. There's the laugh here. She look about ready to cry. Her face says, stick to the script. And the thing is that this is the dumbness of the institution. They could have easily pretend to like her. And you got royal children who half Americans, okay, who actually could run for president. I don't know. They effed up big time with Harry and Meghan. Big time. So many branches, different ways they could have go with that, but no. Their hate was too strong. Their vileness, how do you call this? The racism was too strong. They couldn't handle it. Alright, so they all are baggage for God. Next tweet. Say what you will about Boris Johnson, and Lord, is there a lot to say. But that man has political instinct, and I think it's telling that he went on a UK program and praised Harry and Meghan. So he could sell his book. That's all. Because to get on the good side of the squad, you need to talk positive about Harry and Meghan. But guess what? The squad are not that dumb. Okay? Just because you say good thing about Harry and Meghan, that doesn't mean we're going to buy your book. But if you were good, you stood up for them at the time. Guess what? I think I'll try to read his book and try to, do a small review about it. I started with Finding Freedom, but I don't have time anymore to do that. If you look at PYTE, I was doing some review. Okay? And then the rest, I sort of stopped. I just didn't have time. Okay? He's letting people know that it wasn't him. All right? I'm also fascinated that we are only 2 years into a new monarch's reign, and he didn't lead with anything on King Charles. So far, he has used Harry and Meghan and Queen Elizabeth II for his promo. There's that. Okay? I doubt the UK government is requesting, soft? What is that? The Duke carried out a number of overseas visits, including the realm and Commonwealth nation, on behalf of Queen Elizabeth II. He also represents the UK interests overseas at the request of the government. His official duties saw him visit all 7 continents. Okay, he's just an opportunist. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So, a very calculated man with great self-preservation instinct. He's seen where the wind is blowing and he's adjusting his sails accordingly. Don't put any stock on a word he said. I think he might be saying the truth here, but what some of the squad are saying, out of everything else in his book, he's only using the part about Harry and Meghan in it to promote it. Let me go into that here. Okay, yep, he needs to sell his book. Okay, I will never. He has a book to sell. That's a different language. Okay, after this, that's it. I wonder what changed, because he is the same guy who wanted to change laws after Meghan won her case, or it's just too cold out there. Probably this is the only time in his life he has ever been honest. Yeah, I think he's being honest about it, because there was a part where I saw some people were talking about him where he said something about the Queen sent him to talk to Harry, okay, to convince Harry to come back or something. But that's, remember, William and Charles, I think, put their heads together to kick him out. Hire Simon case with everything in writing. But Harry did say he wanted to stay, though. That's the other thing. He told Oprah he wanted to stay. But, I don't know, the institution was not being honest with him. And they're telling the tabloid nonsense, putting his wife and mental well-being in danger. So there was no incentive for him to stay. There was no incentive, because every corners that he turned is word black after word black. And then at the end of the day, the monarchy, the heir to the throne, it's not him. There's no benefit. He's down the line. Okay, William has his kids and all of that. So he's way down the line. It's not benefiting him at the moment. So why stay and put up with this BS? Okay, and Boris had no idea or appetite to protect the said national asset. There's the thing. This is one of the things that I said at the time when the paper was talking nonsense about Harry and Meghan. Where was he to say something? The female MPs who wrote that public letter, is it to the press to stop with the harassment of Harry and Meghan, more particularly Meghan, I believe. Where was he? Where was his, or at least co-sign, put his name next to the paper? He didn't do that.
Expected a degree of press interest and public interest. What she wouldn't have expected was xenophobic undertones to some of that interest. It doesn't matter who you are in public life, you should never be subject to that on an almost daily basis now. The nature of some of those articles, that she is from another country, she's an outsider, she's got an accent, that we don't trust that we dislike that. I'm sorry, I feel like all of that is incredibly outdated and inappropriate now in our mainstream press. And that's why women MPs came together to just say, no, you're absolutely right to call that out. We recognise it as well, and we're not going to stand for it. So we want to achieve 2 things with this letter. It was sent directly to Meghan Markle to say, look, on a personal level, we know what you're going through. We're standing with you and calling this out, and you've got some moral support here. But it was a public letter, an open letter, so that those engaged in writing those types of articles see it, think, okay, could we be doing better? Should we be doing better? I hope that this will be a gentle nudge to start to moderate some of that interest in a healthier way than what we're seeing at the moment.
This is the thing. At the height of the moment, when you need to show yourself, to stand up for something, he wasn't there. All right, what a hypocrite. On the other hand, there's the laugh here, Camilla's face. OMG, Camilla Tominey, KPPR is dumbstruck with the way Boris Johnson is praising Harry and Meghan. They were a national asset to the country. Prince Harry is a force for good. All right, let's listen to it one more time.
Meghan, in my view, they came to an event we did for female education. They were brilliant. And she was particularly good and articulate and on it and on the detail.
So you got on quite well
and
with Meghan?
Yeah. I got on well with both of them. And I also worked with Harry when he did his Invictus Games for disabled veterans in the Olympic Park. And so in a sort of, fit of pomposity, I thought, this national asset is leaving our country. I think he's a force on the whole, could be on the whole a force for good. I'm going to try and discourage him. And I had a pathetic attempt at that. It didn't work. Prince Harry.
It's playing again. There's the face here. I don't know how the conversation started, but Tominey's face says she wasn't expecting to hear those words from BoJo. All right, let's go to the next tweet. They want to abuse Harry and Meghan, and at the same time, they want Harry and Meghan to stay, to be abused.
There's people pushing and people pulling, all in the same direction.
I mean, I don't know how that help. All right, next tweet. Camilla Tominey's face when Boris Johnson told her he met Meghan and thought she was on it and brilliant. There's the face here. This is the retweet of the thing that we just went on. I don't want to play it. I just want to pause it. The squad are just laughing. True, I use my friend's skincare. Okay, that's something else. I don't want to promote anything. Camilla Tominey knew exactly what she was doing. She was just shocked because she was called out her nonsense and was proven her nonsense by Boris Johnson. Okay, can't stop laughing right now because the face on that cat is such an accurate likeness of Camilla's reaction. Sorry, I meant Camilla knew what she was doing. Okay, LOL. Look like the Camilla Tominey. She never met Meghan but has a lot to say, and people actually met her, think she is brilliant. Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next tweet. Yeah, I just want to finish recording so I don't come back to this. And if I do decided to edit, I just focus on the edit. 3 more after this. The squad are just laughing about Camilla's reaction the way BoJo started talking about Meghan and Harry. Camilla Tominey's reaction after Boris Johnson praised Harry and Meghan and stated they were a great asset that the UK lost. There's that. Pause this. Yeah, Camilla Tominey is a liar. Took Johnson's commentary hard. Her facial expression said it all. Boris saying he got along with Meghan, showing admiration for the couple and admitting he was arrogant to believe he could persuade Harry and Meghan to stay, took her out. There's that. When he said Meghan was particularly good, Camilla's blood was leaving her body. Camilla's blood was leaving her body. There's the laugh here. People are just laughing. She can't fix her face. Okay, the squad are just laughing. Next tweet. 2 more. Alright, let's pause it again. It's just retweet the squad are talking about it. She looked like she wants to cry. Boris could have said something when he was still Prime Minister. Thank you. That's the thing here. He's only admitting this now because he doesn't have to bend over for Rupert Murdoch and Jonathan Rothermere. There's that. There's the cry face emoji or GIF. I love this for her. Women like Camilla Tominey like to bring other women down. It is known as internalized sexism. People like Tominey should be uplifting other women instead of doing the opposite. Okay, why then his conscience tell him to do the right thing for the Sussexes when he had the power in his hand? They are all hypocrites. Thank you. That's it. She looked absolutely pained and I'm okay with that. Her bottom lip is quivering. Alright. Next tweet. 1 more after this and then I'm gonna stop and go to the gym. Alright, so there's that. 50th second is, let me make sure. Yeah, so that's the same thing I saw. I wanted to see if the last part was the same. Okay, I hope they have a medic on standby in that studio because you can see in real time her soul depart from her body. There's the laugh here. Okay, I'm not gonna play this again. Okay, did her right, there's the word here, ASS, ever meet Meghan? I don't think so. It's always the one who never met Meghan who have the most to say. She would have written 1 million books if she even met her for half a second. Okay, is there a long version of the video? That's all. The devil is still very much there in that one. Okay, her right then, this is an emoji, her body leaving her. Alright, so there's that. The way she jumped to interrupt him when he was praising Meghan so highly, it was killing her to hear it. Alright, this is my last one. So there's that. I'm pausing this. I'm not gonna play. Oh, this one is slightly longer. Is it the same thing? The squad. Yeah, so that's the same thing. The squad. Keep on retweeting. Boris Johnson. She was particularly good and articulate and on it on details. There's that clown. So you got on well with Meghan, BoJo. Yeah. I like when he said that, brush her up. Yeah. I got on with both of them. How's that for a name source? There's that. Yeah, the most painful thing for Camilla is she can't spend his word or twisted it to her narrative. It's all on tape. I love this for her. Okay, cherry on top is that this airs on GB News. Congratulations to her. She finally got the answer she's been searching for. They can go ahead and stick it in the multiple headlines a day they love to write. She seems extremely disappointed to hear that. This is sad though. You say something nice about somebody, they don't like that. Okay, Tominey always looked like she just realized how sour she smelled. Boris said it, you lost. Okay, I can't believe my ears. Alright, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so that's it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.